Good afternoon, folks. I see a number of my former Citibank and Dynamics colleagues in the audience. It's really great to see everyone. It's great to be back at Finovate. At Deloitte, we're working with bold ventures like Bay Street Labs, which have compelling visions of the future. And you have to trust me on this. There's perhaps no other space within the financial industry where technology can have a more transformative role than in the financial audit. This is a $55 billion industry, and it is critical to the trust and confidence in capital markets. And yet important things still could continue to get missed, costing investors, you all, employees, other stakeholders dearly. Now things are improving, but the audit is still very inefficient and uses antiquated technology. These boxes that Pete and John have just brought up represent the average amount of paperwork that needs to be manually reviewed and processed just in a small private company audit. Imagine what a big company audit looks like. So things have to change. This is crazy. We have a number of initiatives underway to lead a transformation of this industry. What Pete and John are going to demo for you is a smart audit platform, Auvenir.
Thanks, Azai. Currently, the audit of financial statements is a painful, time-consuming process for both the auditor and their client. Picture the auditor, cooped up in the back room of their client's office, sorting, reviewing, processing all these boxes of information, and then asking the client painstaking questions about the minute details. This is how an audit is currently done today. What if there was a better system? One that automates mundane tasks that are prone to human error, uses all the data available rather than just small samples, and leverages the latest technology in machine learning, big data, and blockchain to empower the auditor with a complete and clear picture of complex businesses. Today, we are proud to introduce Auvenir, the smart platform that improves the efficiency and quality of financial audits. John will now enter the system as a new client doing their financial audit for the very first time.
So all I'm doing right now is entering my email address as a new user. This is all the system requires to go out and scrape the public available data to pre-populate my profile. I will receive an email with a token and a link that I can securely log in with. Once in the system, I can click to begin the audit. You can see my profile information has already been pre-populated. I can continue to add team members or add my auditor. This is the first time I'm doing a financial audit in Auvenir, and I don't have an auditor yet. So I'm going to let Auvenir, from a pre-selected crowd, show me auditors that I can select. I'm going to go ahead and select one.
On the other side, the auditor can access a similar tool to improve their efficiency by leveraging the crowd in staffing their engagements.
In the next section, I'll be connecting my accounting software to pre-populate all my business information.
So by connecting to his QuickBooks account, John is auto-populating a lot of the documentation required for the audit. Not only are we pulling in the financial information that we'll be checking later on, but also the basic business information that he used in setting up the QuickBooks in the first place. As the data is pulled in, we're automatically checking it against publicly available data.
Our algorithms have already double-checked the data, but we're going to go ahead and make sure that everything has been filled in. You can at any point of time manually edit the data as well. All right, everything looks good. In the next section, access and permissions, we're going to replace a snail mail process with electronic confirmations to our lawyer, to our accountant, and our banker. We're not going to fill in these forms for today's demo.
We're also integrating blockchain technology. And this will replace the current manual process of checking the transactions between the company and third-party vendors and suppliers. This is a huge improvement in quality and efficiency.
In the next section, instead of connecting our bank account, we are going to manually drop in 12 bank statements for the machine to read.
So as these bank statements are pulled into Auvenir, we're checking a number of things. Firstly, we're checking to make sure that it's complete. So we're checking every bank statement, the month is complete, there's January, February, March, etc. We're checking that the opening and closing balances match, so there's no missing data there. And also checking that all the information matches with regards to the company information. Secondly, we are checking it against the general ledger, so we're doing an automatic bank reconciliation here. And then finally, we're using big data and machine learning to go through and highlight any unusual transactions that would alert the auditor.
So the machine has parsed the files and found an unusual transaction that requires more evidence. I'm going to click Add Evidence, and I can go in and I can see where the transaction is. At this stage, an auditor would usually come back to you and request for you to provide that evidence. We're doing this before even getting to the auditor. So I'm going to go ahead and drag in an invoice, a photo of an invoice to the system and add a comment.
So as you would expect, we're machine reading this photograph as it goes in, and then we're matching it to that outstanding transaction. This makes sure that the quality of information that's going to the auditor is excellent.
So I've resolved the transaction. At any point of time, I can go back in to view what I've uploaded. You can also use the Auvenir mobile application and smartwatch to do this on the go. In the next section, we're going to go over one of the most painful processes in audit, reading through legal documents. I'm going to choose to drag and drop in a number of contracts for the machine to read.
So as these contracts are being dragged and dropped into Auvenir, we're extracting all the pertinent information required by the auditor. This means that we're pulling out, comparing it to a number of other legal documents, both within that company and industry norms, and pulling out and highlighting anything that's unusual or a bit different that would be important for the auditor to know. This process alone could save about 2 weeks on an average audit.
So you can see the machine has highlighted a number of clauses and risks that it has identified. This is really, really exciting because the machine will get smarter and smarter the more audits we bring through Auvenir, providing a better audit solution for the client and for the auditor. In the next summary, we're going to review anything that's left, any errors that need to be fixed, or any documents we're missing. We also have the ability to download all of our files and data that we've prepared for our auditor, and we can go ahead and submit directly to our auditor. We've also created an API for an auditor to integrate his own applications, providing more efficiencies and better performance for Auvenir.
Awesome. So thank you, fellas, for that demonstration of the very powerful capabilities of Auvenir. What you've just seen is machine learning, big data, blockchain, and crowd, all integrated in a single auditing platform. Now, there's a lot of change underway. We're on a multi-year journey to transform this very important industry. In closing, we'd like to thank you and thank Finovate for the opportunity. We'd love to have you stop by our booth if you have any questions or any feedback. And we're also looking for beta partners to test our software. Thank you very much.